Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's up? What's going on? What's going on? All right, let's just make sure. Sometimes you gotta make sure everything is set. All right, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, hopefully everybody can hear me good. Welcome to MindShift Monday. Welcome to MindShift Monday. Welcome to MindShift Monday. Y'all know how y'all be throwing around that open gift. You get a Monday. You get a Monday. You get a Monday. Oh my goodness. But nah, for real. Welcome to MindShift Monday. Oh man. Welcome to MindShift Monday. All right, you guys. Well, we exercise everything else. So why not exercise the way that we think and see things, okay? So that we can have a higher perspective. I'm telling you, we in a new world, y'all. We in a new world. And just take your time and make your moves and do what you gotta do, right? And tap in, tune in, right? Find your frequency, get on your God frequency, okay? And stay there. You're gonna wanna be there, okay? And that's what we're gonna be talking about today, right? As always, you know that this is a heart-based frequency. So it's all love for growth and expansion, right? And when you're growing, you may have growing pains. When you're expanding, you getting big, right? You larger than life. So it's gonna be some aches and pains. It's gonna be some things that's gonna happen, right? And you just gonna have to pay attention and be like, okay, I see what's going on here. All right. So again, it's all love for growth and expansion. Okay. Now, today's show is brought to you by your favorite place, leaderwhilelearning.com. You never know who you will inspire, all right? This is where we are bridging the knowledge gap between generations and information, okay? With a focus on spirituality, economics, and wealth. All right. And that deals with business. That deals with personal development. If I gotta break the words down, because I know somebody will be like, spirituality, economics, and wealth, what is that? It's SEW when you sow seeds. But we are focusing on sowing the seeds of spirituality, economics, and wealth and bringing all of that together, right? So we're not out here finagling and, going through the same loops and hoops all the time, right? All right, cool. So again, leadermylearning.com. Okay. We're always building and building out. So let's keep growing, y'all. All right. So the quote for today is be selective about your external influences. Your multidimensional brain is influenced by everything you see, you hear, you read, you smell, you touch, you feel, or say. Okay. And that is, again, I'm still bringing these excerpts from the Treasury of Quotes by Brian Tracy, okay? America's leading business authority on success. I've had this for a long time. And every day now, I'm just turning the page and just opening up and saying, hey, okay, this is it. So, again, be selective about your external influences. Your multidimensional brain is influenced by everything you see, hear, read, smell, touch, feel, or say. Okay? Today's episode, oh my goodness. Y'all know I gotta be a little extra. We gotta bring some life. Okay, today was an interesting day. Nonetheless, and all of the more, it was great. I have no complaints, and I hope you don't either. If you do, hey, take it up with the big man. Take it up with your supplier. Okay, the Most High. Take it up with you. Okay, so today, my focus right here today is dealing with love, loyalty, just the things that come from the heart, right? The things we see in the world that reflect these things and may not reflect it, may reflect the opposite of it, right? And something that I wrote down was picture perfect does not mean things or people should and will not change. That's real love, right? I think that's real love, right? When you can recognize and understand that, something may look picture perfect, right? It may seem like that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. It's exactly what it's supposed to be, right? But at the same time, we're changing, we're maneuvering, we're growing, right? And that doesn't mean that the people in the image are going to change. That doesn't mean like specifically those people, like those specific people, right? The essence of themselves will change, right? The same people are in the picture, but internally, like their spirit, their growth, right? The things that they do in the world, more impact maybe, or maybe something changed to the detriment, right? It just depends, right? But the main thing is, don't ever make the picture so perfect that you can't change, right? Don't ever make the picture so perfect that you don't accept the fact that maybe there is something coming in for the changes that you need in your life for you to go to a next phase, another phase, right? And I think a lot of times, and this might be a little off, but I just got to say it. So I feel like a lot of times when we're coming into changes, because they are unknown, because we're going back into a territory where it's like, yeah, I got to figure it out again, maybe, and you can have everything. You can have everything you need, everything you want, right? But it's still that part of you that's just like, yeah, this is interesting, because you still got to figure some things out, work things out, work kinks out. And I think because of how we live as humans in society, going into growth, going into change, going into our purpose, being impactful, influencing other people, right? Inspiring people, empowering people, doing all these things that interconnect into other people's lives, right? Once you start building like that, whether, again, I'm always going to keep it at the basics. You could be a customer service person, right? And you're influencing and inspiring and empowering someone by giving them the information they need or just being of service, right? You could be a business owner, right? And interconnecting with your teams and the people and trying to get everybody on the same page, or, empowering them to step up or just do different things, right? But the whole thing of it is, right, it's just a certain type of acceptance that comes with that pain point of growth, and once you can actually, feel that pain for what it is and not necessarily get comfortable with it, but it's almost like when you go to the doctor and they got that board up there and they're like, how do you feel today? Or what's your pain level, right? You choose whichever number, and that's what lets them know, how you're managing your pain. They even got pain management, things like that, right? So the whole thing is, it's the same thing when it comes down to, our growth, everything that we need to do to become more of who we truly are. And sometimes we don't even know who that truly is, right? We may think we know because on the surface we see ourselves. On the surface people see us, right? But on the inside there's still something else, right? That's calling. It's calling me, right? And it's saying, hey, I think I want to come out now. I'm ready to come out. I'm ready to step up. I'm ready to do something different. Are you? If you're not, I still need you to move out the way. It's about to get a little uncomfortable if you don't. It's like that type of conversation, right? But it doesn't have to be that way, but it gets that way because sometimes we just don't want to move out the way, right? Sometimes we block in the way. We like, yeah, nah. We on the no tip. And it's okay. Like, it's okay to be there. Sometimes we want to feel the pain. Sometimes we want to feel the certain things that need to go on. in order for us to recognize it, maybe when it happens down the line, maybe, or maybe we can recognize it so when other people go through it, we'll know how to navigate it. It works out one way or another, but it's something that we have to accept as well, right? And transition through, because you don't have to stay there, all right? That's the best part. All right, y'all, so let's get into today, right? So first off, and let me go ahead. I don't know if this is one of the moments where I gotta say it's a trigger warning, but I'm gonna say that if you're on MindShift Monday, if you're watching this, listening to this, whether now, whenever it is, it's timeless, okay? But if you are, then of course, everything that I'm saying is relevant based on where you are, maybe mentally and spiritually, okay? And again, these are my thoughts, right? So, hey, you can leave it right here on whichever platform you're looking at, or you can share it out, you can take it and say, this is kind of interesting to see it that way, right? And expand it to another conversation, or tap in with me and say, hey, what did you mean by this? I'm open, whatever the case may be. All right, so first off, why do people love dogs so much? All right. Why do people love dogs so much? Well, I seem to think it's because the name or word says it best. Of course, we all know dog and God are like literally polar opposites, right? So all of the attributes of God, literally in the physical manifestation of a companion, of a pet, of unconditional love, trust, loyalty, heart, the endless supply of the things that we really be yearning for and wanting, but whether we're alive or whether we've transitioned, that state of God and your dog, right, has their eye on you. All of those attributes, right, they're with us for eternity. Like, they're with us always. We have endless supply, right? And demand. We have endless supply and demand of those attributes, okay? And so for now, I just have a few questions. Like, with so much war on the outside, right? I know most people usually get mad at rappers, actors, and actresses who usually make comments saying that's none of their concern, When it comes down to politics or affairs or other countries, and heck, even mass shootings and murders in communities worldwide, right? And now it seems to ring true for everyone. That has nothing to do with me. Okay. And honestly, in a quantum realm of thinking and science, this is a scientific fact. I think I mentioned this a while back, but this is a scientific fact. And I'm gonna have to circle back so I can actually put the facts out there, but you can look it up as well. It's dealing with the quantum realm of science. But this is true, where if you are not paying attention or observing something or actually having the experience, then the theory is it's not happening. It's an illusion. But unfortunately, we live in a very interconnected spiritual world, and everything we do has an impact on something or someone. All right, whether overt or subtle, depending on what we are doing, this is true. Okay? Then we can also still swing back to everything I do impacts what's happening in the world, or which it seems is separate from another person's experience in another part of the world. So it's basically like either everything I do impacts someone or something, or it doesn't. It's like it's pretty much up to the person and how you're how you're living your life, how you're empowering your life, how things affect you. What is your purpose? What is your direction in life? What are you really here to do? That's how you'll find out. But most of the time, a lot of what we do impacts other people. You making small changes in your life, you know, it can affect your family. It can affect anybody, right? For a short-term period of time or for a long term, depends on the effects. But as the butterfly effect goes as well, we can literally wake every day that another human being literally wakes up, rolls out of their bed, and smiles, could literally impact and radiate in the world a specific way that literally will either make somebody mad somewhere else, or it will literally light someone else's day up. Right? That's the irony, right? Because some people don't want to see you smile. Some people don't want to see you shine. And some people don't want to see you looking good, and living your best life. Right? And that's okay. Because sometimes some things are just not for everybody. Right? But at the same time, I mean, who really wants to hide the fullness of the endless supply of what God is doing in their life? If anything, you want to use that to inspire other people. You want to use that to say, hey, it's possible, right? It took a lot to get here, but it's possible, right? So let's keep going so I can stay on track. Right. So all right, so honestly, all of these things are true in their own way. Now, more than ever, as human beings, if we have any awareness of our purpose, our personal authority or power, right? Heck, just knowing that we are human, we have a body, is powerful enough, okay? Because we don't wake up every day and say all systems go, right? We don't wake up and be like, body, I'm ready to wake up. Heart, I'm ready to wake up, right? Most of the time we just get up and go. You might say a prayer. You might say a prayer, okay? And give thanks, okay? You might do a meditation. You might write in your journal. It's like a lot of mights, right? But majority of the time, the body wakes us up and confirms with us all systems are go. And then we do things to aid it in maintaining and sustaining in this world and in our day-to-day moments. Okay. So, but it operates both ways once we are awakened and aware, right? We're empowering the body. The body is also empowering, letting us know, hey, look, you about 8% almost dehydrated. Now you got to kick this little headache in right fast, or hey, you might need to get some more rest. More rest, please. The body speaks. It tells us things, right? And yeah, so all of this to say, how are we truly, hold on, y'all. Okay, so all of this to say, how are we truly showing love and receiving love and giving love, right? This is what we're really getting to, right? Because we're dealing with love, right? That's why I started off with dogs and God. Like the attributes of dogs are literally the same attributes that people look for from God, right? And we could also say that dogs are impermanent, right? They pass on just like everyone else, right? They pass through, they transition through just like everyone else. But that eternal source, that timeless supply, that timeless, endless flow of love and loyalty, of compassion, right? All of these things come through, right? So how are we truly showing love and receiving love and giving love in the world, right? We may be, in fact, a mere reflection of the wars in the world within ourselves, based on our health, our way of thinking. Again, going back to the quote, okay? Going back to the quote, be selective about your external influences. Your multidimensional brain is influenced by everything you see, hear, smell, read, touch, or say. All right. So based on the way we're thinking and being, how we communicate with each other, how we interact, how we gaslight, dismiss each other, etc. We literally stop the flow, and then we be mad because we mad. Then we be mad because ain't nothing working, right? And again, we want to blame it on something external, right? Instead of just backtrack and say, oh, I see what I did, or I see what happened right there. I see what's going on. Okay. So we say one thing with our words and then say something else with our energy and wonder why things don't add up or why this is certain, why certain things may not be working out. Okay. And always, I'm saying this because these are revelations I'm having. Anytime I'm speaking on MindShift Monday, it's not me saying this to people like, I'm teaching you something and this is what it is. All right. And deal with it. Nah, no, not at all. These are things that are coming through to me to share, right? Because I understand that everyone is having a certain type of experience in their life, in their world, depending on what type of cycle you're in, you know, how you're working through things, moving through things, transitioning, all of that, right? So I'm only sharing from experience as well and going from there. Okay. So also, we operate out of love and loyalty as though these things are short term rentals, right? Instead of actually evaluating that they are actually long term and exist even when no one is around and it's just us and God or the Most High, or, however your belief is set up, right? However your faith is set up, but it's just us and God or us and our dog. Okay, how are we truly allowing an endless supply of love and loyalty to show up in our lives and actually be received and worked through within our hearts? A lot of people think that the heart is the culprit, and sometimes it can be if it is blocked or closed off, shut down due to past experiences, right? It sounds like some utilities. Like the heart is sounding like utilities right now, shut down, cut off, closed down, temporarily disconnected, you know. But now more than ever, as one of my favorite songs go, how deep is your love? Right? Your love that allows you to honor your place in space and time you have on earth. Right? At this point, and after COVID, so many people are just in overdrive and have not been able to properly grieve and the loss of even those they love or even just parts of themselves, right? They say grieving is only a few minutes and then it's back to day-to-day operations. And honestly, that is how the world runs, right? But a lot of people are still grieving, whether it's parts of themselves, of their life, that they wish they still had, family, friends, loved ones, pets, their connection is source, endless supply to the Most High, right? You're feeling cut off, right? Shut out. Okay, so love in the heart provides a certain type of protection, unconditional love. Okay, unconditional love, deep emotional bonds, affection allows adaptability, deepens bonds, right? Communication through body language, facial expressions, levels of intelligence, and so on and so on, right? So a lot of people cut love off when it's time to find the source and living waters again. It actually takes opening up and being emotionally available, right? That can be difficult for people when things have been on the surface most of the time, right? But if we truly want to grow and expand in ways that make us unrecognizable to some and even to ourselves and recognizable to our tribe through our soul and essence of ourselves, then we have to reconnect and become available for those types of upgrades to occur in our life, right? So, MindShift Monday, if you're not aware, is a heart-based frequency, which I try to always say in the beginning before the show starts. And it's a heart-based frequency for a reason, and not just because of love, more so the attributes of knowing if you ain't got a heart, you're not living. Heart disease and heart attacks or cardiac anything, right? dealing with the blood flow, dealing with the heart, anything being the top reason for, right? That says a lot. Okay. So to end this right here, and just to kind of bring this full circle, where have you limited your supply of receiving the endlessness of love and loyalty that God supplies? We'll do everything else but tap into that first and let it flow through us into all we do. And in order for someone else to even know what it feels like, looks like, they will only know through you, right? You know, they got to have an idea, right? They got to kind of see it for what it is. They got to see it and be like, oh, whoa, okay, you know? And even then, it has to be experienced, you know, on all levels, right? Like, we ain't gonna just daydream about it. We ain't gonna just dream about it. We ain't gonna just, we gonna have it in real time, right? One way or another. Like, it's it's real time, right? Real time love, okay? So, and loyalty and unconditional love and all of these things, the endless supply, right? That connection. So now I get it. You have a few people who will shout out. Now, I do get it. A lot of people, they on the whole forget love, forget loyalty, and love is all these things, blah, 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 blah. I get it. I'm not against anybody feeling how they feel because of what they've experienced, or just the fact that, shoot, I mean, there's some moments where you can't be deeply in your heart, right? But I think a lot of people got it misconstrued. Just because you're in your heart don't mean you're not about your business. It doesn't mean that you don't have boundaries. It doesn't mean that you're not set up to, knock all this over. Like, I think that's where people get it confused. Like, they feel like, you can't be in your full body, when you're tapped into your heart. And like you're still out of network when you just in your heart, right? And that could kind of, be true. But again, like I said previously, there's nothing wrong with being out of network sometimes. Sometimes you got to travel out to get to a better spot, to a better place, okay? But the whole thing is, right, how are we able to receive that endless supply, right? And how we are able to give that, right? Even if we don't have it to give, like in some capacity, we do, but we still restrict ourselves, right? Like, because we don't want to give it in the way that, it's a certain way that we don't want to give it, because we don't think that means anything, right? We may have tried to give it that way, as a child, right? We may have tried to give it that way even as an adult, and it just still wasn't received. It wasn't received. You might be playful. Like, we talking about God and dogs, right? We know dogs are playful, right? That's why people like them. Shoot, the dog is playful. The dog be hungry. the dog have a little run everywhere type thing. They protect us. One minute they growling, one minute they want to be all over you. They go through all the emotions, and then they still love on you. They still want to be right next to you. They still want to do everything, right? They go through all the emotions, right? And people, whether they know it or not, they actually learn how to love by interacting with pets or dogs or whatnot, or animals, even in nature, right? Let's get into it, right? By interacting that way, right? A lot of animals don't want to be close to humans, okay? That don't mean they don't want to show you no love. That don't mean they don't got it in them, right? Of course, they not necessarily like us, but what I'm saying is, right, the love is there, okay? It's there, but how are we able to receive that, right? Are you still like, just like, well, shit, forget it. Forget love, forget loyalty, you know. Or are you able to go ahead and tap back into that supply, right? Those living waters, right? Where you don't have to thirst, right? Where you don't have to be dehydrated spiritually or in the regular world, okay? So, and of course, if you're loving someone with the same issues as you, then of course no real flow is there. Only a limited supply. While supplies last, just like a store sale or something, right? Love and the heart are endless. God's love and I'm going to say dog's love are about the same, okay? We're not talking about the dogs that, they done got mad and bit somebody nose off because they stepped in their territory. I mean, I'm still going to say, how is that no different from God? In Bible, how many times have we read? Okay, so I'm just saying, like God's love and dog's love are about the same. So that's why so many people love dogs. All right. So this is MindShift Monday, y'all. I am ecstatic that I was able to do this today. It's always a pleasure. And no matter when you see this, yeah, I'm with it. And I appreciate it. So as always, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. And I'll see y'all soon. All right, peace. All right, y'all. This the after show. But I'm still about to sign off. All right, peace.